Hi, I'm Bill Mobley, CEO of FreeCast, and I'm on the spot. Those first early days as FreeCast, the company, we knew that we had to develop a brand because our first go at, as I mentioned previously, was the actual Olympics, and it was just streaming. And we were approached by a group who said, listen, if you put together the package in a way that we can deliver it, we believe consumers will buy it. So literally in 2013, we made a deal to sell the product, and it was put on a little USB device. It was branded by them, sold by them, but we learned so much because what the consumer was able to do, and unfortunately it started because of technology at a time where it started on the computer because it required a USB device to connect to our service. But then we ultimately grew out of it and on to much greater things. But we sold several million products to a great firm that helped us get this going. We learned about consumer interaction and what the consumer was excited about, and we understood that we were onto something because just acting as a guide to the information was huge at that point because people weren't really finding entertainment. And then as we developed the product more and more and more, we found out that by bringing more and more together, we got up to the point where we were doing like 2 million content updates a day. That's a tremendous amount of content. Therefore, it started breaking into the sections and it started growing into all the things that I mentioned before, which are, channels and video on demand and pay-per-view and all these things. And as we brought it in, it started to really amass a huge library that became a mechanical challenge to manage all this data, as well as data that we were sourcing from the professional organizations that we paid licensing fees with. We were trying to put it all together. At that point, it grew into something much greater. We tested it the last couple of years over time, brought it over to apps, brought it over to a system that allowed us to manage the back end much easier, bring in professional partners and relationships, which we've done this year, both on the content side, started with great executives, and then certainly it's exciting to think about we've now amassed several hundred channels and licenses to distribute content, but more importantly, we've grown into the ability through large partnerships to distribute our product in major big box retailers, certainly on digital platforms with huge names that are working with us to distribute our product to the consumers all around the world. And then even more so, we've now morphed into the MDU market, which is called multi-dwelling units, condos, apartments, campus living, even hospitals and hotels. Why? Because a lot of people are trying to get away from gear, and all of a sudden it's an app solution, and it eliminates all this infrastructure because most of the bandwidth's being delivered wirelessly anyways, so we can fit right into that relationship that takes a lot of responsibility off property owners who have to manage gear in the box and set-top boxes possibly in the homes. So it's been a great run for us. That's about as brief as I can do it, but it's been a good run. We're excited about where we're at right now. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Let me get this for you.